Well, it's sad, but it's true. The Apple factory is soon getting demolished. And we all remember this place. The Apple factory was an iconic spot for the late nights, the summer days. After work, you could just go there and have ice cream and chill with all your buddies. It was the good old days. I remember when I was a kid, I used to come here all the time with my sister, my two brothers, and my mom and dad. It was a spot. And, now it's closed for good. Well, let me tell you some history here. So, it first opened in 1979. The Apple factory was the big countryside market where they sold apples, apple pie, cider. They did pumpkin pie, tarts, everything you can imagine. All like good farm-baked fresh food. And they announced the doors will be closing on December 31st. And the general manager says, we're closing it to make plans for further development in this area. And it's sad, guys. It really is sad because, the truth is, if you're a farmer and you have this piece of property, right? And you probably have this generations from generations. It's been running for 44 years now. And they probably got this landowner as dirt cheap. It's like everything. Everything's cheap back then and everything goes up. Now, the developers came in and they told him, hey, I'm going to buy your land from you, but I'm going to give you, say for example, I think they gave them $25 million just for this plow land. It could be even more, it could be less, but they gave a good chunk of money, saying, hey, I'll buy your land off you, you got to pack up and move. And, they said, okay, I'm going to take it and run. And they could probably take that money and go somewhere else. And look, this is the old barn for farm animal spot. I just remember when I was a kid, I used to remember this area. It was a nice spot. Chickens, everything. You could see everything. There's an apple. You could get apple juice. But the farmer said, I'm going to take the money and run. Maybe he's going to open up another shop somewhere else. Maybe have that apple factory in Messiah or somewhere north. But right now, property here, it's getting all developed. I'm going to walk around, guys, just to show you what's left of the apple farm. I remember when I was a kid, we used to come with my mom, dad, brothers, sisters, and we used to just have a nice time. We used to just pick apples. We used to I remember I picked so many I couldn't even lift the bag when I was a kid, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I used to love apple picking. I used to even brought like a little pocket knife with me to cut the apples and try them out. Now this is what's left. There's a big trailer there. I think they use that trailer to haul around the apples. There's an old truck bed there. And then you see the old crates, there's wood, there's a lot of like mess left over, but this is history. It's trapped in time, and in this time, like, there's an old wagon ride back then, and there's the hay bales. That's like, it's from the working farm that was a farm, once was a farm, but now it's all gone. It's all demolished. I was trying to figure out if I could find any apple trees left. Maybe I could get some clippings and I could reroot them and grow it on my orchard, because one day I want an orchard too. I want to have just some apples too, because that's just my passion. I really love growing vegetables.
And I was walking back here and I was looking for some trees. Just maybe I would take a clipping or two and reroute the tree so I could grow it on my own orchard myself. But the thing is, I looked back here and it was just very disappointing. There was no trees, there's nothing. It's all bulldozed down, there's no orchard. I was trying to look and see if there's any trees. Maybe they put it on the side, they did some hobby trees or anything. But no, I don't see any apple trees in sight. Everything's been taken, everything's been demolished. It's just sad, guys. I remember when I was a kid, we used to come every weekend, and inside they had a little apple cider kind of like dispensary kind of thing, and you could test the apple cider they made, and it was really good. I remember we used to love that. We used to got second, thirds. It was it was a good time back then, and it sort of reminded me of like now, like when I went to Florida recently. They had like oranges, so they had orange juice, and you could try the orange juice when you stopped off at the say, the truck stop, right? And it's so crazy how everything's changing, you know. It's like back then the good old days are good, and now everything's moving so quick in time, and it's like we can't go back in time, but it's okay. As I walk these lands, I remember like it's bringing me back to when I was a kid, you know, all the memories. So this is a trailer I think they used to use by hauling the apples back and forth and everything. And I remember the stand. This was a nice apple stand. You know, I think they did wagon rides back then too, so they could have used this for wagon rides. They could have used this for a lot of stuff. I remember we used to go up and down on the wagon, and the John Deere tractor, green tractor pulling us. And yeah, here's also a truck bed from old Chevy, I guess. But that's the thing, everything's like frozen in time. You know, someone could have took that truck bed and put on their truck and made it custom, and you know, they could have done something, and someone could have scrapped that trailer and could have made money. But everything's it's just stuck in time, you know, wheels there everywhere. It's just sad to see like everything deteriorate, but that's like everything in life, you know. Like when you grow up, you're strongest person on the earth, right? You think you're gonna live forever, and then throughout the years you go down and you're like, hey, you know, it's catching up to me. Maybe I should eat more healthy. Maybe I should work out, because hey, we're all getting older and older, and that's just life. It's like the farm, you know. The farm was once young. It was once growing good, and now it's gone. This was when I was a kid. I remember I loved coming to this spot. This is like, I love that dinosaur printed on that fence. They had chickens in here, my favorite. They had sheep. That dinosaur had been there for ages. They had sheep, they had goats. You could even feed it too. You could buy food for 25 cents and feed the animals. Those were some good memories back then. They had chicken. I think they had some deer too back then, baby deer. And also, this was the apple area where they could sell apple juice on the side. But anyways, you know, memories are behind, memories are past. You know, it's sad. They're just redeveloping the land. They're taking over Brampton. Like, it's a big area, but I don't know why we need more and more houses. Like it's better off. They should have left the farm like that. They should have really left it, because, you know, I'd rather have something I can eat than something I can sleep in, you know. It just give people food, you know. Sometimes we got to import it from different countries like Mexico, US. We got to import from China. We got to import from Australia, Vancouver. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We should grow everything local, fresh, and organic. But I guess that's not the case, you know. It's everyone's worried about money, and no one's understanding that without farmers, there's gonna be no food. Like what they said, farmers, no food. So we really have to go back to the roots, and we got to start farming again, because more and more people are getting out of farming. Big corporations are taking over, you know, and the big corporations are going to be the big farmers of all, and they're gonna have different things going on. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. But you know, it's now or never. Start a farm, because if you don't start, then you never know. Okay, take care and have a good night.